Visit us at cfasocietyng.org. CFA Society Nigeria, making finance a force for good. Money Talks. Money Talks.
Money Talks. Money Talks.
Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money. Hello everyone, and thank you so much indeed for joining us on yet another episode of Money Talks. Money Talks is brought to you by the CFA Society Nigeria and is a financial literacy program. Thank you so much for your time. This evening, Jimoh Segun FCCA CFA is my guest on the program. Segun, as he's fondly called, is a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria (ICAN) and a CFA charter holder. He's an experienced treasury manager, operations controller, and investment advisor. He's lecturer stroke tutor for candidates in ACCA and CFA programs. So you understand that this is a FICO personified. So if you're looking for the people who call like Omolafe Iwelabi, this is not really. This is one of them. One of them really. Segun is currently the Nigeria and West Africa Division Controller for SLB Oilfield Services, and he volunteers with CFA Society Nigeria, where he's the chair of membership committee of the society. So let's make welcome Segun to the program this evening. Segun Jimoh, good evening to you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Smart.
So excited to see you. Yeah, he said it. Captain Smart is my name, and I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful time on the program this evening as we're going to talk about understanding and managing the use of credit. So for those of you who are not in that space, we're talking about loans right now. Understanding and managing the use of credit. Stick around. After this short break, we'll come around to talk about that in just a moment. We're back.
We are professionals. We are impact driven. We are CFA Society Nigeria, a member society of the CFA Institute Global Network of Societies. Our mission is to promote the highest standard of practice in the Nigerian financial services industry and provide a vibrant community for our members. The CFA Charter signals the holder's commitment to professional excellence. As thought leaders, we collaborate with stakeholders to ensure adherence to ethical standards, better education for professionals, and to build market integrity. We are the leading voice for advocacy in the finance and investment industry in Nigeria. To partner with us or become our member, visit us at cfasocietyng.org for more details. CFA Society Nigeria, making finance a force for good.
Money Talks. Money Talks.
Money Talks. Money Talks.
Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money. Welcome back to the program. Jimoh Segun FCCA CFA is the guest on the program. Understanding and managing the use of credit is our subject of discussion this evening. Just a little correction. Segun is actually ACCA. He's a fellow of the ACCA. That's a fellow of the Association of Certified Chartered Accountants, United Kingdom. So just for you to know that. So Segun, so good to have you.
Thank you.
We're talking about this topic today, understanding and managing the use of credit. That's what. So if you ever have anything to do with loans, or you're looking for loans, or you don't want to know how to get them and how to manage them, this very short program, a lot is packed inside of it for you. The number to call 0700 923 923 923. That's how to get in touch with us here. 0700 923 923 923, or you can send us a message on WhatsApp 0817 313 6193. That's 0817 313 6193, or just join via our socials at CFA Society NG on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and also on YouTube. You can find us there. So Segun, very quickly, how can an individual, or maybe an artisan, or say maybe a micro business owner, put themselves in a position to be able to get loans and facilities from financial institutions? Because many times what we hear is that, businesses back here don't know how to position themselves. That's why banks are not giving them loans. What exactly are they supposed to be doing to put themselves in that vantage position to access these very much needed credit?
Thank you for that question. So before we start, right, I think it would be very good to lay some foundations, some basic things, right? So as an individual or a small organization or artisan, there's a simple thing that you need to understand. There's this accounting equation that says asset equals equity plus liabilities.
Yeah.
So what that means is that for every asset you owned, it must have been financed either through equity or liabilities. So that means that the liability component of that equation is an important aspect, right? So it's one of the major sources of your finance. So it's very key, right? And another thing that we need to understand from this program is that you are talking about individuals, artisans, and SMEs.
Yeah.
It's different from corporations or countries, because loans, and this is the trending topic now, right? However, so if we just to lay those foundations, right? So now to go to your question, for you to be able to access loans as an artisan or as a small business owner, the first thing is you have to register your entity. Your entity has to be a registered company, right? Also, you have to register with the tax authority. Be a tax agent. Collect tax on behalf of the organization. Pay your taxes to VAT, withholding tax, right? Even if your revenue is below the 25 million threshold, you file your returns. It's there, right? Another thing is you have to let the financial institution see your cash flows. It's not enough that you made sales this month or this week or today, then you keep everything under your pillow. Take them to the banks. Let the banks see. So those are the things. If the banks are seeing your cash flows, the way they are coming in, there'll be an element of confidence in the bank that, okay, so this guy is having a constant cash flows, right? So the point is, people think Nigeria's system doesn't give us some kind of credit rating, but in actual fact, the banks checked all these things. So put yourself there. Another thing is you have to understand your business. It's very key. If you don't understand your business, you can't understand where your cash flows are coming in. Some people are in these seasonal industries. If you understand your business, you will know when you are likely going to get some chunk of the cash flows. You will know how you want to expand, because, like I said, liabilities is one of your major source of finance, right, or funding.
Yeah.
Definitely, you need those funds for something. Do you want to use it for current operations? Do you want to expand? Maybe I have a small shop in Yaba and I want to open another one in Yanopaja. And you need loans. So you need to understand. You need to also prepare your financial statement. And the last one, which is very key, seek professional advice. It's very key. People underplay that part, but it's very key. You can't do the work of a financial advisor. So because the third party will be able to look at you as an outsider. So it's easier for that. So those are the things that I think that people can do to be able to access loans and facilities. Yeah. Okay,
it's good that we now know, those many things you've mentioned now, which will add like advantages or things people will know, and to put them in good stead. But many times, like there are the tiny letters, financial institutions, they have a lot of that. I don't know, they said, didn't you read this particular one? So what are those things that are not so obvious, or things that people may not really pay attention to, that can be a disadvantage or an encumbrance to them obtaining these loans and credits we're talking about?
Let's take it a step backwards. If you are taking loans, definitely you need to pay back, right?
Yeah.
And another thing is, the banks or the financial institution that's giving you this loan, they want their money back, right? So you don't need to look at, there might be some these things that are not so obvious, and that was why I said try to seek a professional advice, right? But the point is, if you understand your business, the whole thing about loans is about paying back. So you need to be able to pay back. So if I borrow money from you now, Captain Smart, and I'm looking for the wrong or some not too obvious wordings in the agreement, it means that I'm not ready to pay back. There are simple things. I want to get a facility for so X amount. The interest has to be paid X amount. If I understand my business and I understand how my business works or my business environment, let's discount any external exigencies like all this COVID and stuff, right? But the major thing is for you to pay back, right? So, but the point is, I understand there might be some underlying this thing that can be used to rip people off. Yeah, I can't dispute that. But the point is, try to seek a professional advice. And that is why you need to understand your cash flow. You need to understand your business. Yeah.
Wow. Understanding your cash flow and understanding your business. Does it require any form of education, like any form of educational training?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about artisans and people who are in the informal sector, really.
Captain Smart. In early 90s, if you go to all these Idum Mata, right?
Yeah.
Our fathers, some of them, they sell lighters and stuff. They have a journal.
Oh, yeah.
You see them, they'll put the so dates. And those are the ones that you think that are not educated. What do you think they are using those journals for?
Records.
And to be able to understand their business. They will understand their cash flows at any point in time. But the point is, what I've seen so far, because I've seen some medium-sized organization come to me for advice, right? There is no proper plan. We like to eat our cake and have it. We want to enjoy it now. We don't want to delay gratification. Remember, the loans that you are taking today, you are only taking your future income now.
Wow.
Now. So it means that you will not have access to those future income. So all you need to do is to ensure that loans produce those future income and excess. But some people, like some artisans or some medium scales, when they get, let's say, 10 million loan, that's when they will remember that their status has to change. They need to buy a new car.
Yeah.
Some might say they want to marry a new wife.
Yeah.
Or some will start buying wigs of 1 million. You are using other person's money to fund
that lifestyle.
That kind of stuff, right? But the point is, you need to use the money to fund the proper operations. So you need a delayed gratification. So that's it, really, right? So yes, you might need some form of education, but if you're in that business for long, you will understand the pattern of your business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
0700 923 923 923. You can reach us beginning now. Hello, good evening to you.
Yeah, distinguished Captain Smart, I greet you, sir.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, Mr. Shego, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So I have two questions quickly. Looking at those things that you've said, documentation and the rest of them. So what about these companies now that are all this? We have several loan companies now that give you loan within 1 minute. You press your phone, and they credit your account. What are you going to say about that? Because a lot of people go to these companies because they know they can get quick cash without going through all those documentation and the rest of them. That's number one. Then number two, is there any form of insurance in the event that I take a loan from the bank and invest it into a business, and then maybe it's a natural disaster or something happens and I'm not able to pay back? Is there anything like insurance that can take care of that for me? Thank you, sir.
Okay, it's like you were just prying into our script, so you have to hold on because that question is coming. We don't want to jump the gun here. So particularly those of you who are taking loans from all those loan sharks, loan apps, you need to ask questions now before you take that step. How to get the loan and the appropriate amount of money to get and all of that. So if you're having issues with those loan sharks as well, or you've collected a loan anywhere, perhaps you want to take a loan please do call us on the telephone and ask questions. 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923. Or you can send us a message on WhatsApp 0817 313 6193. So Segun, another thing I want to ask is, in getting a loan, I've observed over time business persons who have come across. It's like, how do I know the exact amount, to take for this venture? Because sometimes if you take much more money than you require, it's a problem. If you also take less money than you require, it's a problem. So how does a business person determine the right amount of money that he or she needs in that business?
So that takes us back to what I said earlier. You need to understand your business. You need to understand what you want to use the loan to fund. Do you want to use it to fund your current operations, or do you want to use it for expansion? Right. So with that, you need to prepare like a forecast, like a cash flow, a profitability, right? That will tell you these are the kind of things, or this is when your cash flows will start coming in. Then you will now be able to see. So let me give you an example. Let's say I'm into sales of microphones, right? And I know that probably towards December periods, you guys at the radio stations, you might want to buy more and stuff, right? And I know that currently in my inventory, I normally buy like 100, but I can get sales up to 200. So what do I need to do? I know that, so what I need is to fund additional 100, right? So you need to understand your business. What is the purpose of this loan? You want to get a loan to make more money. Well, remember, if I get a loan for, let's say, 26%, right? And I'm able to use it for a business, and that business returns 35. So that means I have a spread of almost
11%.
Yeah. That goes to your business. That is your gain. So that is why people use loan. So you must have heard this, that people said the rich man uses other people's money to make more money. That is just the basic, right? I get a loan. I ensure that the project that I'm funding, it's giving me returns higher than what I'm paying. So you need to understand. When you understand your business, so you must have seen a lot of people. All they do is they just want to get a loan. They want to fund their lifestyle. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. So that leads to a certain occurrence, which is people now defaulting in repayment of their loans.
Of course.
Because of the burden of that facility.
Yeah.
When one is behind, because it taints your credit record.
Of course.
How do you deal with that to ensure that you meet up your payment plan so that if you go back to the bank, they won't say, this guy, you're not paying back?
Two legs. The first one, renegotiate with your bank. So you need to try to get some modifications to the terms and the repayment. The second one is get money to pay. So how do you get money? You can decide to do some discounts, maybe on your sales. Look at some assets that you have that you can easily sell to pay back, right? Or probably look at your receivables. Maybe you want to give some of your guys a early payment discount so that they can pay you on time, so you can pay. So if you are behind schedule, it's two things. Either you renegotiate or you look for money. So there's various strategies that you can use to look for money. You can do like all these promos to increase your sales. You are just looking for cash flows.
Yeah.
You can look at your receivables, look at the ones that you can easily give early payment discount that he can pay you now to be able to pay. Or you can look at some redundant assets, the asset that you don't have. Sell, pay, and that's it.
Okay, let's go to close to the question that this guy asked. The first caller on the program was talking about these loan apps everywhere. They're everywhere now. They're just everywhere. New ones are coming out. People just sit in the comfort of their homes. They just press a few buttons and money enters their account. 3 months later, they are crying. They're saying, oh, help me. They're publishing my name. My photo. If I saw one, they said they put RIP. They published the person's obituary. They said
that is against the law anyways.
What did it? So these people, they are competing for, customers and all of that. Are these apps, do they really have a regulator?
No.
The way they are springing up from here and there?
not that I know of now, right? Most of them are not they are not
regulated.
A good app. Let me put it that way. That space is only tapping on some of the segment of the society that are not that educated, or some that are actually chasing early, just free loans.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't see you, if you're a serious person and you need a documented stuff, right? You need to go to a proper financial institution to get your loans and pay back. So most of all these loan apps, I know that the customer or the consumer protection, they start deactivating some of those apps, right? So I will not advise people to go to those apps now, right? Yeah, it might in future they might be well regulated
because it's very expensive.
It's extremely expensive.
Some people are giving 40% in a month.
Yes, they charge per month, right? Because most of those guys are not even paying back, so they are pricing you based on default rates. So they will have looked at it that, okay, if you give 10, maybe 5 will not pay back. So they will give you higher interest rates so that it can compensate
for those who will not pay back.
Yeah, it is a zero-sum game. So I will advise people, don't do that. Don't go to any help, because you even need to build a proper credit history.
Yeah.
Right. So
and you don't have them there.
Exactly.
Okay. Hello. Good evening to you.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Yes. Good evening. Welcome. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. My name is Ademola. Okay. I just want to ask Mr. Segun 2 questions from here.
Yeah.
What qualifies an enterprise as an SME? I mean, you need to talk about that, because I mean, someone can be doing the turnover of 100 million.
Can you say that again? What qualifies an enterprise as what?
As an SME.
As an SME, okay.
Yeah. Then also, if you don't mind, I don't know if you can actually shed more light on continuous funding. How can it be maximized? Because I think people have more of that, for putting into use is the problem. Continuous funding. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Spontaneous funding.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, thank you. You too can call us on the telephone 0700 923 923 923, particularly if you have had an experience, loan sharks and all these apps. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Captain Smart and Mr. Segun.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah, this is Louis the 13th.
Okay, go ahead quickly, sir. There are just few seconds left.
Yeah,
here.
so I want to find out, in a situation where you have engaged in facility from the commercial bank, for some reason you are unable to meet up, will your interest keep accumulating, even though you have written to the bank to tell them, oh, life has happened to you, and you know that finance isn't coming in as it used to come in. So can they put a pause on the interest so I can pay the principal, or is it just the accumulation and skyrocketing?
Okay, life happened to you, you cannot pay back, would they stop? 0700 923 923 923. So Shago, quickly, you can deal with these questions in 2 minutes, so I can take 1 or 2 more,
So let me start from the last caller, right? The banks are in the business to make profit. So life happens to you, yes, it does, but
they don't care. The banks don't care.
Remember, the banks,
you have to add this question to it. Hello, good evening to you. Oh, we lost the call. You can call me back, 0700 923 923 923. Okay.
So the point is, if life happens, you need to approach the bank, right? That is the modification that we talk about. You need to renegotiate, right?
Yes.
I don't see the banks pausing any interest, but probably when you renegotiate, probably they can reduce some of those rates, right? Remember, the banks are borrowing you the money that you and I keep in the bank.
Other people's money.
Yeah. So
and they have to pay interest to those people.
Exactly. And they have to pay their staffs. So they're in the business to make profit. So if you're saying life happens to you, it does, it can happen. But the point is you have to approach the bank. I don't see a way the bank will pause the interest.
These banks, don't they have conscience? They don't have human feeling.
Okay, so if you go to the bank, Captain Smart, today, and the bank says, oh, we've borrowed so person, and the person is here to pay back. So your deposit, we can't pay you. What will you say?
Something problem with you. I will tell it out. I don't know that person you're talking about.
So the bank is like a middleman, right? They collect and they are the driver of the economy. They borrow so that people can, Okay,
and the guy talked about insurance as well.
Yeah. So most of the loans now, I think the banks are also enforcing that, that you have an insurance on it. In fact, you pay some insurance premium on it. It's there.
Okay. The next one here is, you go, we're talking about loans and credit and all of that, but you go to some places, you see restaurants are notorious for this one, grocery stores and all of that. You go there, you see the inscription on the door before you enter. They paste it everywhere. They will say, no credit today, come tomorrow.
Then you go tomorrow.
There's always a tomorrow.
Yeah.
So is this not
so the
perverse?
Point is this.
Yeah.
For me to offer you a service, I must have incurred some expenses. So I must have used money to do that, right? So if I'm not giving you that service and you are still owing me, you are not paying back, right? That means I'm incurring cost in two ways. So in some industries, it's common in all these
restaurants, grocery stores.
So they don't want to incur your own cost in their own books, right? So they would rather get the loans, the facility, provide this service, you pay me, then they can be able to pay back their loans, right? Yeah.
Okay, there's a voice note here. Let's just take a listen.
Good evening, Captain Smart. I'm sorry, I just want to remain anonymous. So, honestly speaking, these app people that are giving online loan, I was mistakenly, I don't know how I reached to the extent that the money was, spooned to my account. And, before I know what, I even forget it because I don't even remember that I need the money. And they've been calling me, threatening me that they are going to send my picture to all my contact. They will seize my CBN, my BVN, they will block my account. I was like, the way they are doing is not advisable. I don't want to advise anybody to do that kind of a thing.
Okay, that's what we're talking about here. The threat that come with it, threats that come with it. You have said they don't have a regulator, so
they
to
don't
speak.
even have a structure.
They don't have a structure.
And some, they are forcing the loan. So we've read online where some are actually forcing the loan on people. They just transfer it to you. But check it out.
That's what happened to this man. Yeah.
Check it out, Captain Smart. 90% of people that are taking these loan sharks, they're not actually using it for businesses.
Yeah.
They're actually using it for immediate consumption.
Because what business can you do to pay back a loan of 40%, 50% sometimes?
Yeah. Even, I don't think a drug dealer
can do that. So, Segun, to finish, so that people will take money from banks and pay them back, because as you have said, it's other people's money. If you break the chain, something happens. So just quickly give us some tips as to how somebody can manage loans properly so that they can pay back successfully and get the loan another time when they go back. With this call. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, quickly, sir. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, good evening. What they're talking about.
Thank you so much.
I'm just driving out of the police station to report the same issue.
Wow.
Since Friday, my accounts, my emails, my drives, all have been hacked.
Wow.
In the middle of the night, sometime Friday or early Saturday morning, it's about 2 a.m., while I was trying to recover my account, my phone rings, and it's my number that is calling me.
Wow.
I answer the phone, and the person calls my name and asks me if I was afraid of answering the call. And since then, I have managed to recover some of my accounts, but my major accounts I cannot recover. They've changed my emails, changed my phone number on those accounts, so I cannot even recover them. And now they are sending my pictures and files to my contacts.
Wow.
Luckily, I was able to block my bank account. I blocked my phone number that was cloned. I have an alternate number which I'm using, so they haven't been able to contact me. So I went to the police just to file a report.
That's
so
cool.
I have proof just in case my information is used for any kind of fraud.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. We're totally out of time. Mr. Yemi, you have to bring Segun back for another because we're completely out of time. Mr. Segun, it's a deal. You're going to have to come back another time. But we'll have to thank you so much for your time on the program this evening. You can follow at CFA Society NG, www.cfasocietyng.org to get more information. That's our time today. We're back here next Monday at 4:30 p.m. Join us at that time.
It's